Hi, good evening. Welcome to another in the series Learning Together with Dawn Dawes, your host. Today, in our English class, we will be looking at developing paragraphs. Here goes. So, as promised, we will be looking at developing paragraphs. So, first off, we need to know what is a paragraph. So, paragraphs. P-A-R-A-G. Now, just as how a sentence is the smallest unit of a paragraph is another unit within an essay. So we know that a sentence is a group of words. When put together, they make complete sense. So a paragraph is actually taking a group of words, putting them together, expressing ideas, thoughts on one particular topic. So one of the things we need to remember when we're writing our paragraphs, we need to ensure that we have proper sentences, not just write and then wherever we feel like putting a full stop or a period as we call it, we put it there, but ensure that each sentence expresses a complete thought. Now, the first thing we want to look at, we just looked at what is a paragraph. What are the parts of a paragraph? So the first thing you must ensure that you have within your paragraph is your topic sentence. Now, as the name suggests, topic sentence. As the name suggests, this sentence must be intricately linked to the topic. Let us say we are looking at, let me find a topic here. Let's say we're looking at, when you're going to primary school, you get some compositions, myself as a dog, myself as a cat, and all of that. Yeah, I know the smaller children listening in would love to write something like that. But let's look at something sort of midway. The beauty of trees. Simple topic, the beauty of trees. I don't know how many other person find trees, just nature in and of itself as beautiful, but I love nature. I have this thing about seeing the forest with all the greenery and I don't know. But anyway, let's say this is our topic. So we say that our topic sentence, it gives or introduces our reader. Let me erase the gives here. It introduces our reader to what we will be discussing within that paragraph based on the initial topic. So let's get rid of gives there. So the topic sentence introduces or it tells what the body of the paragraph is about. Is about. So the topic sentence, let's say that again. The topic sentence introduces everything that comes within that paragraph. Or we can also say it tells what the paragraph is about. And remember, as the name suggests, topic sentence, we must see the relationship between that sentence and the topic itself. So let's move on. Let's look at our topic over there. Now, one of the things I need to point out to you, as a beginning writer, it is advised that your topic sentence comes as the first sentence within your paragraph. As an I would say as an intermediate writer, it is best for your topic sentence to be the first sentence of your paragraph. However, there are many advanced writers who expertly put their topic sentence as the last sentence within their paragraph. And what it does, what it does when they do that is that it ties up. So the writer would have given you a lot of details at the get-go, and then when he or she gets to that last sentence, they tie in everything, and it somewhat acts as a summary of that sentence. However, as I stated before, for a beginning writer or a beginner or an intermediate writer, it is best that you have your topic sentence appearing as the first sentence within your paragraph, so that it keeps you on track and you're more focused on what exactly it is that you're writing about. Let's go. So the beauty of trees, and this is quite simple. So my topic sentence here would be: trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. Now, see my topic sentence? Trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. Straight off. So you know exactly what I'm going to talk about in the body of my paragraph. Okay, so the other part of your paragraph is your supporting details. Supporting details. Now, supporting details, as the name suggests, will come about through what we call supporting sentences. Supporting sentences are those sentences within the paragraph that support your topic sentence. So your topic sentence does not feel alone and crying in a corner. Boo-hoo, I have nobody to talk to. Those children, their first day at school, and they're like, oh, mommy, I have no friends. Nobody want to talk to me. You don't want your topic sentence to be like that. You want your topic sentence to be that popular girl or that popular boy everybody is running to. So you need your supporting sentences with all your supporting details working with your topic sentence. So let's go. Let us see now how we can develop this little paragraph. Trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. Let's focus on the beautiful part first. So we can say something like, the green, lush vegetation of any forest. And you realize my sentences are not those, what we'll call them again? Simple sentences, right? So we want to ensure that or developing sentences are not all simple sentences. We want them to add flavor. You don't like you're cooking a nice dish, you don't just put a little salt on it and leave it like that. You want your scallion, your onion, your garlic, and a little scotch bonnet pepper to give it some flavor. All right, so let's go. The green lush vegetation of any forest adds beauty to nature. Okay, so that's one sentence right there. It adds beauty to nature. The trees, right? So we know, because we know that trees make up the vegetation. All right. So Let's continue. That's two sentences we have there, or topic sentence and a supporting sentence. Let's continue. Human beings cannot survive without trees and also depend on trees for let's use the word recreation. Okay, so we have two supporting sentences here. And I think I'm going to erase this part so I can add at least two more. Okay, so we have what we have so far. Trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. Now, you have to show in your paragraph how trees are beautiful and how they add adventure to human life. So that is what your supporting sentences are supposed to do. All right, so trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. The green, lush vegetation of any forest adds beauty to nature. Human beings cannot survive without trees. And I should have had they also depend on trees for recreation. Now, one of the things we want to do in another lesson, we will be looking at how we use transitional words and phrases. You want to, because you see how I have also here, I could have divided this into two sentences and just have two simple sentences, but you want to show some sort of connectiveness or some sort of connectivity between what you're talking about. So let's move on with our paragraph. Okay, and I would suggest too that as we begin to write paragraphs, as we try to develop our paragraphs, we move away from just two or three sentences, especially when you get to high school. When you're in primary school, yes, you may have 3 or 4 sentences and teacher will say, okay, that's good. But by the time you get to, and for those who are in the other countries outside of Jamaica, for those who are like in middle school and so on, by the time you get to grade 7, and grade 7 is high school in Jamaica and some other places, you want to ensure that you are striving for at least a 6-sentence paragraph. And this is why it is important to read, to have discussions with persons who have a little knowledge on things. It is important to watch like documentaries, listen to the news. So when it gets time for you to write, you actually have something to write about. Because the worst thing is when a teacher gives a topic and you have no idea what to do because you have no knowledge of the topic. So yes, let's move on. So human beings cannot survive without trees, and they also depend on trees for recreation. And we're continuing. Many recreation parks have large trees that are used to build or make swings, tree houses, and other exciting things that humans enjoy. Okay, so you see how I'm linking in the recreation here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sentences so far. So you realize, even though off the top of my head I just say, okay, this is what we're going to write about, you realize that once it's a topic that, even if it's hidden somewhere in the deep recesses of your mind, you're able to gather your thoughts and write something about it. Because yes, and sometimes too, sometimes it's not that students don't know what to write. It's just that you have to find strategies to pull from them what they know. Because sometimes we know things, but we don't know that we know it. It's only when we get into certain conversations and we're like, oh, I knew that all along. But yeah, it's the same thing with students. Okay, so let's move on. So see how we have spoken about the beauty. We are looking at the recreational aspect of it. So we want to show how it adds adventure to human life. The most common form of okay, let me show you something here. I want to use the word entertainment, but I don't want to leave all of that space blank. But I know that entertainment, unless I write it very small, it won't hold there. So let's see. No. Okay, let me correct that. So entertain, and we're going to have a dash, not a hyphen, a dash. Entertainment. This is just an aside here. This word can be broken into syllables, and if we are writing it and we realize that it's not going to hold in the space, it is best that we stop it right where a syllable ends, and then have the dash and then put the other syllable in the next sentence. So I could have had enter the dash and then have tainment here, but I have entertain the dash and ment here. So let me gather back my thoughts. The most common form of entertainment in recent times has been ziplining. Which in many countries make use of trees in forested areas. All right, so and you realize I could erase this and continue and all of that, but yeah, don't wanna get too excited with this task. So let's go on. So let's read from the top. Trees, okay, the topic. And whenever we're writing a paragraph, it is best for us to give our paragraph a title. Titles help to inform your reader what exactly it is that you are writing about. So without a title, your reader will have to guess, what is this about? But when you have a title there, they know, okay. So it's just like when you take up a book to read. If it's a hardcover book, then they have the jacket on it, and in the inside back of that jacket they would have a summary of the book, or if it's a paperback, on the back of the book they have a summary, and that is what you read to know whether or not you want to take the book out of the library, or if you go to Barnes and Noble or any other bookstore, whether or not this is a book you want to spend your hard-earned money to buy. So you get an idea because something is there giving you somewhat of a summary. And that's basically what the topic does. It basically gives you a general summary of what you're writing about. Okay. Trees are beautiful. Yeah. And you see, this is what I tell my students. When you write first, you notice I just stopped and put a comma in. When you write first, don't focus on getting it right. Focus on getting the ideas. Everything that is in your head, just focus on getting it out, putting it on paper. Because that is why they have something that is called editing. You get the ideas out first, and after you have gotten the ideas out, then you go through and you read over. You will see if a word is misspelt. You will see if you need commas, if you need colons or semicolons, and things like those. So don't worry about getting it right the first draft. And my students will always tell you that I do not expect a perfect piece of writing the very first time you write it. I always believe that you should just get your ideas out. Okay, so let's go back here now. Trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. The green lush vegetation of any forest adds beauty to nature. Human beings cannot survive without trees, and they also depend on these trees for recreation. Many recreation parks have large trees that are used to build swings, tree houses, and other exciting things that humans enjoy. The most common form of entertainment in recent times has been zip lining, which in many countries make use of trees in forested areas. So we can rightfully say that here that we have developed a paragraph. One thing we need now. Do we just leave this paragraph just like that? Or do we let our reader know, just as how we have our topic sentence introducing what is coming in the body of the paragraph? Do we just leave it hanging, or do we let our readers know that we have now come to the end of the paragraph? So what we now need is, yes, you got it. What we now need is a concluding sentence, a sentence, it's like when you make that cake and that nice triple chocolate fudge cake, and you know that this cake is so sweet, it is almost heavenly. But if you just leave it like that, it's gonna look like sort of plain. So you want to add some icing. Yeah, putting the icing on the cake, that's sort of cliche, and we'll look at cliche and those things another time. Yeah, it's something that everybody says to the point. It's, yeah, oh yeah, as my daughters say, it is meh. Yeah. I don't know what meh is, but sometimes I will ask about something and then say, meh. Yeah. So I sort of get that. So you want your last sentence as a beginner or intermediate, you want your last sentence to tie up what you have said. So let's work on that now. Let's see. Even though, you see the sentence I have here, this sentence has the potential to give us like 2 more or 3 more sentences coming out of this. But we're going to see if we can tie it up. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. So let's see if we can tie it up. All right. So, all right. This takes, when you write, you have to think. Don't think that everything is just sitting right here in the forefront of your brain and you're just ready to write it on the paper. No. Even in the pre-writing stage, when you brainstorm ideas, you have to really think, and you put down the pen or the pencil, and you just think. So because this never took us any sort of, we never brainstormed for this. We just like, oh, I have a topic, let's start writing. So now we're gonna, while we write, we try to brainstorm. So let's go. All right, so the most common form of entertainment in many countries make use of trees and forested areas. And we want to ensure that our concluding sentence does not stray from what we're talking about. This okay, let me see. Okay, let's revisit this. Okay, let's go. Okay, so this this adventurous activity, this, and because we want it to OUS. Yes, and when you write, sometimes your hands are moving faster than the brain or something like that. So sometimes you even misspell a word without realizing it, because you realize I was writing adventure and then I say, oh, it's adventurous, so I erase the E and put the OUS. Okay, so this adventurous activity. Along, yes, along with others, allow us. No, we don't want to use us, because you notice when I say us now, remember in one of the classes I spoke to you about perspective, point of views. I think we also we might have discussed it when we were looking at pronouns. Notice here, adventure, I never said to us. And nowhere here did I personalize my paragraph. So for me right here now, in the very last sentence, to go personalizing it, yes, if I was being graded, I'm sure my teacher would maybe take off a point or so from this, because I am not using the third person objective as much as possible. So let's go. Allow hum. So we don't want to say us. We want to continue with the trend that we're on. Allow humans to, this adventurous activity, along with others, allow humans to continue to see the beauty of trees. We could, I know we could have done better with this paragraph, this concluding sentence, but this is just a one-shot thing to show you how we need to tie up our paragraph when we have it. So let's read through the entire paragraph and see whether or not it makes sense, or see if we need to, maybe revisit this whole thing. Okay. The beauty of trees. Trees are beautiful and add adventure to human life. The green, lush vegetation of any forest adds beauty to nature. Human beings cannot survive without trees, and they also depend on trees for recreation. Many recreation parks have large trees that are used to build swings, tree houses, and other exciting things that humans enjoy. The most common form of entertainment in recent times has been zip lining, which, and we have a comma here, is zip lining, which in many countries, and we need to have another comma here, which in many countries, and you see how I have the comma here and here? We'll discuss that in another lesson when we look at punctuation. Make use of trees in forested areas. This adventurous activity, along with others, allow humans to continue to see the beauty of trees. So right here, it shows how nature, how trees can add to adventure, and how trees allow us to see the beauty because we say that trees are beautiful. Okay? So, this is the point where I would ask, are there any questions? But since you cannot talk back to me, tell you what I'll do. I'm giving you homework. You now, and do not plagiarize. Don't go on the internet and take any topics and pass them off to me as yours. So here's what you're going to do. You are now going to find a very interesting topic. One that, maybe one that you have to research on. Because when you do your own research, then you're able to learn things, and it allows you to build on your knowledge, build on what you already know. So you select a topic. What is it that I would maybe like to know more about? It can be something in nature, it can be something in science, who knows. What is it that I want to know more about? Go do a research and see if you can develop some paragraphs on it. Okay, it has been fun again, and thank you for joining. I'll see you next time on Learning Together, and I am your host, Dawn Dawes. Bye.